Hi, I'm David. Today, I'll walk you through my demo for Heavyocity's latest release, Oblivion, an instrument we developed together over the past 6 months. In this video, we'll break down the demo, section by section, track by track, preset by preset, and I'll show you exactly how I used Oblivion to write this track. Let's listen to the demo, and keep in mind that everything you're about to hear, with the exception of a few instruments and minimal processing, is Oblivion straight out the box. Let's go. When I began writing this demo, I quickly decided to spotlight the various pedals from this instrument, as they offer incredible power and are a lot of fun to work with. Watch how I utilize the different pedal presets to shape the driving force of the track, with each section anchored by a primary pedal that leads the way, while the other elements are crafted around it. So this is our intro. In this section, we have pedals, ambient textures, leads, drums, and stingers. Let's start with the pedals. We have 3 of them. The first pedal and the main driving force of this part of the track is this pedal right here. This is the second pedal. And here's the third and last pedal. And this is what they all sound like together. Next, we have our ambient textures. Here's the first. And this is the second. So there's some really neat ambient stuff in this instrument. If you're scoring a horror film or game, make sure to check these out. And also check out the tonal and atonal stings. We're going to listen to them here in a minute. For the lead part of this section, I used this preset and automated some filters in order to add movement and fluidity. Next, we have some heavily processed kicks. These are not from Oblivion though, because there are no drums in Oblivion. But maybe in Oblivion too? Here's the first kick track. The pattern here echoes the main pedal and sounds like this. I use damage 1 for the kick sound. The second kick track is from analog hybrid drums. Here is what it sounds like. And the third kick is from the Damage drum kit, and it's playing in between the other grooves. Here's what it sounds like. And this is what all 3 kicks sound like together. Last but not least, we have some tonal stings, which were a lot of fun to make and were mainly created with my Lyra 8 and Strega. We're now at the main part of the track, which features pedals, leads, percussion loops, guitars, and drums. The main driving force of this part of the track is this pedal right here. And just like in the previous section, almost everything else that follows is built around it. Now this pedal sounds huge on its own, but I wanted to see what would happen if I added more layers to it to make it sound even bigger. Because why not? So I picked 2 bass sounds from the playable bass category, and since they're not pedals, I had to quickly recreate the groove, which was pretty easy. So this is the first bass sound I went with. Here's the second. And this is what they all sound like together. Next up, we have some synth loops from analog hybrid drums. Both tracks have been heavily processed. Here's the first. And here's the second. For the leads in this section, I decided to stack 4 different sounds to get a massive sounding lead that will cut through anything. Here's the first one, which I love. And the second sound. The other 2 layers come in and join the party when the intensity ramps up. We got this sound. And this one. All together. Let's not forget the atonal stings. They're easy to forget because they kind of got buried in the mix. Whoops. But here they are isolated. The rest of the instruments in this section are drums, guitars, bass, and a synth playing a sine wave for some added sub-frequencies. None of those are from Oblivion, but let's take a listen to the guitar and the drums and see how they follow the rhythm from the main pedal. In this section, I'm introducing 3 new pedals that play on and off throughout the rest of the track. Here's the first pedal. The second. And here's a third pedal. There's also a fourth pedal that's only playing through this section. These are the same analog hybrid drum loops from before, but with way less processing, and they're a little bit more prominent in the mix. I also have 2 kick tracks over here that have been heavily processed and sound like this. Good luck hearing those in the mix though, because I sure can't. In this part of the track, I have both the guitars and the drums playing more or less in sync with the pedals from the previous section. Here's what that sounds like. This right here is the heaviest part of the track, and the only part that doesn't feature anything from Oblivion. It's really just drums, bass, guitars, and 2 serum patches I made to beef up and support the guitars. We are approaching the end of the track, and this is the point when everything comes together. The pedals, the drums, the guitars, and the melody. There are no new parts or sounds here. It just builds and rides out to the end. At the very end, we can hear a few more tonal and atonal stings. And here's that first pedal we heard at the very beginning of the track, but with a high cut filter, slowly filtering out all the high end frequencies and bringing the track to a soft landing. Well, that about sums it up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and found this video useful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll do the best I can to answer. See you soon.